big one for me, one of the big ones is to speak out, which is when basically you have the coming out stories. Some people come out there for the first time. Some people tell stories, although they've been out, they tell stories of how they came out or interesting updates on their life, and they try to, it's just connecting with people and trying to find another common bond in how we came out, how we dealt with that, our families dealt with it. So the way I did it was pretty interesting. In addition to holding up random signs during the entire thing, just to be funny, like this one that says "I'm on a boat," I decided to incorporate the holding up a sign thing during my own coming out experience. First coming out as last year to speak out. Of course, I didn't come out as anything really. I told someone else's story. That was the time I was feeling unsure of myself and my heterosexuality at the time. Which obviously we all know how that turned out. I have a girlfriend now, and that was what that was about. But this year I started out by telling stories about when I was a little kid and what would happen. For example, I told one about how I went to a baseball game with my grandmother when I was about 8 years old. I was Braves and Phillies, I know that. I think the Braves won. But it was about 105 degrees that day. I was literally dripping with sweat, extremely uncomfortable. And my grandmother, turns to me and she, I've got short hair, just dressed in a sports jersey and shorts, my little black sneakers, No one would ever know as a 8-year-old kid. So she just turns and says, you should just take that shirt off. It's just completely soaked, and you'll be way more comfortable, and your body will cool off. And so I did. There were a couple others, but I won't get into that. And I got to the point of, this experience is completely overwhelming for me, and I've had to do a lot of thinking and writing about it, and the way that I came out to them was, I basically explained, I'm having a hard time getting the words out right now, so I decided to write it down just in case, and I held up this sign and said, today I'm coming out as a boy. And this is how I flip it around and show them, hey, this is the name that I have. And that was great. People clapped, people cheered, and for the most part it was, not even saying that, everybody accepted it. It was just great. More coming out, though. Again, it is a continual process. You never stop coming out. Keep hearing that from a lot of people. And on Thursday night, I went to the bar, new bar, Opera House, and like a German-style pub kind of place. And it was great. It was so much fun. It was another place where I got to come out to a bunch of my friends, and it was, again, received so well that I was expecting a little bit more than that to go wrong. Like, a little bit awkwardness I was expecting, really, but it never happened. Actually, when I said this, people were like, oh, okay, that's really cool, and then they asked some questions, but at the same time, they all reached for their cell phones and decided they were going to change the name of the cell phone as part of, like, that showing their acceptance. I'm sure that's not how they conceived of it, like, this is, like, a clear sign of showing acceptance, but, to me it was, and proceeded to drink a ridiculous amounts of German beer. I had the Oktoberfest, which was absolutely amazing. They give you the beer in liters, so the 1 liter huge mug of beer is what I was greeted with when I got there. I had a really, really good time, and spent the night playing Go Fish with my friends and talking for several hours, even though we had class in a few hours from that. So I would not have traded that night for any sleep at all. It was absolutely phenomenal. Of course, this weekend I got a chance to live full-time as Dylan with my girlfriend's family. We visited from Pittsburgh. We went to Bowie, Maryland, where she's from, and I thought it went so well. I can't believe it. Nothing really changed. each other, because I've met her family before, and literally the name and pronouns, that's all that changed for me. There's no awkward discussion about it, really. I'm sure that's going to happen eventually, but like some sort of discussion, but I met her brother for the first time, and he didn't have any sort of problem with it at all. I mean, he was totally cool. It was just realizing that this is who I am, and there's nothing about me that changes. It just makes it, a little easier, and it was so refreshing, and I mean, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, because although it is something that I prefer and I've wanted for a long time, it's something that I'm not used to, and it's going to take some time to get used to that, but it was just so good. The third in this trifecta here of coming out experiences that have gone on through this week is my Facebook name, which normally, would say Elise, my last name. I'm not going to say that on YouTube, but I've changed it, so that's going to be, it's changing her name on Facebook, and of course we can't relate to each other socially at all anymore without Facebook, and it's becoming necessary for people to live in our society, and it's kind of weird and creepy at the same time, but it's the way things are today, and I feel like this is how the people who I haven't talked to directly, or I don't see all the time, or are going to know, and people are going to ask questions, I'm sure, and it's going to be a little bit strange for a lot of people. Maybe I'm going to lose a couple of friends on Facebook or something, but I don't see it really being too much of a problem. I mean, if I'm not talking to them all the time, I'm not sure that it's going to matter. The people that I'm in contact with all the time, however, they're going to understand. I know I just requested a friend, like, it was immediately after my name had sort of changed, so it's a little weird, but I got the request, like, instantly. I accepted. It didn't matter to this person. That sort of thing. Potential problems I see with this now that I've done this and I've been living like this for a little bit. My parents are coming in this weekend for my mom's birthday. They're driving out here. And I'm not telling them this weekend, obviously, because it's my mom's birthday. I don't want to... She's not going to react well to it, and I don't want to be the cause of that on her birthday, that sort of feeling. But my friends may talk to my parents. They may say something or refer to me, and my parents aren't going to know, and I don't know if my friends are going to know that my parents don't know. It's just, there's going to be a lot of talk and preparation to be made before everybody gets down together. And I'm the kind of person that doesn't like doing that. I don't like dancing around issues. I really like just saying what I feel and getting things out there. It's hard for me to live any other way than to be blunt and perfectly honest. And I've had a lot of problems with that in the past. But with my family, I never thought it was a big deal because they were always that way with me. This is just the way things are. And to me, this is a big thing that I wish I could just say, hey, this is just the way things are. They've always been this way, and I know you guys have acknowledged that at times too. But I can't. This is a big time for my mom, a big birthday, and I don't get to see my parents that often, and I worry about it. I'm worried that they'll think that I'm trying to distance myself from them, or that we're losing each other, or that kind of thing, when really I'm getting a lot busier, and things are just chaotic all over, and because I haven't called them as much this semester, I mean, it's because I've been thinking about this, and I can't really talk to them about it, because that's one of the big focuses of my turmoil right now, and if I could just talk to them about it, I wouldn't really be feeling a lot of the things that I am.